I've been reading the new Led Zeppelin book, which has been awesome, by the way. We can talk about that a little bit because you think we're fucking bad, Leo, and we deserve to get canceled. I know that these women they've weaseled into our heads and actually made us feel a little bit guilty. You won't feel a stitch of guilt after I tell you about what John Bonham and Jimmy Page were doing in the 70s, dude. You are the Apostle Paul compared to Jimmy Page, dude.
Yeah, man. Why can't
Jimmy Page is Led Zeppelin, right?
He's Led Zeppelin's guitarist.
But, he apparently sold his soul to Satan to become a guitarist.
Well, the reason I'm going on this Jimmy Page thing is because in the book I was reading, they talk about the fourth Led Zeppelin album's cover, and it inexplicably just has a faggot on it. They're just a pile of sticks bound together, and the author in the book writes that it has a faggot on it and doesn't elaborate. He's clearly not making a joke. He's just using the word faggot. But Jimmy Page. Oh my. Well, first of all, I guess I'll start with the lesser of two evils. John Bonham, twice so far in the book, has tried to rape girls. No sugarcoating. They just describe an attempted rape in the book, which is verified. It's on a private jet full of people. And Led Zeppelin's handlers, Peter Grant and Richard Cole, have to stop him. He runs over to a journalist who's on the plane. Bonzo's blacked out. That's what they call him, John Bonham. That's what they call John Bonham, is Bonzo. He rips their bras down, lifts up their skirt, pulls his pants off, has a boner, and just tries to rape them in a blackout. And they have to separate him and then tie him up for the rest of the flight.
Wait, and this journalist never reported it?
Dude,
never
reported it. Yeah, what they would do is they would just be like, you didn't see anything. And if you tell anybody about this, A, your journalism career is going to be over. And B, Peter Grant here is going to break your jaw. They would kick the shit out of people, these two guys, Richard Cole and Peter Grant. If they found a kid with a sound recorder, an audio recorder in the audience of a show, bootlegging it, recording it so that he could sell a live performance, they would smash the equipment and then just knock him unconscious.
I mean, there is something to the mob kind of way to deal with things. You know, I do think that it works. It would kind of help these internet warriors kind of figure out that, you know, in real life, a little pain, it'll go a long way in changing your mind about things. But yeah, I do think that was too much. And, you know, the Me Too movement, you know, it was meant for things like that, I think. And then it just went a little too, crazy. When I think the two Cuomos getting fucking sacked, for example, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, I know that he might have groped somebody like way back in the day, but his brother, all he did was try to defend his own brother. You know, Chris Cuomo, he just tried to defend his brother. He was just being really Italian.
I think
I just say fuck them both. No, I'm saying.
Yeah, I think Leo's biased because they're Italians and they're probably Yankees fans.
And they're gay.
They're obese too.
And they do incest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pissing right now. Hopefully my cock's off camera.
It is.
Jimmy Page, though.
The camera.
Dude, so Jimmy Page, Leo, guess how old the chicks he was fucking were.
This is fucked up, but probably 14, 15.
Yeah, you could roll their age on a Dungeons and Dragons dice, I bet.
That sounds like a funny joke, but I don't know how many spots there are on the dice. How many?
The most is like 20.
Oh, much fucking low. Well, that's legal then.
But typically it would be like 14 or like something like that.
How about this? You could almost roll their age on a traditional dice.
No.
I bet.
It's an exaggeration. Well, let me put it this way. You could roll their age on a craps table with 2 dice. Jimmy Page's girlfriend, I think her name was Lori Maddox, was in 8th grade. And the story of how he apprehended her is so fucking gnarly. This is what happens. They would go to the Hyatt House Hotel on Sunset Boulevard, which I've stayed at with Mia before. My parents stayed there when they came to LA. I love the hotel. It's now the Andes. Led Zeppelin would get the entire 9th floor to themselves. They'd be riding motorcycles around in the hallways, throwing televisions off the balcony. Downstairs, girls would come from the Valley, from Orange County, from San Diego. Most of them were between the ages of 12 and like 16. I don't know why. That's what chicks did back then. Instead of going to the sock hop, they would go to the Hyatt House on Sunset Boulevard and try to fuck Led Zeppelin. And one chick who kept showing up was in 8th grade. She went to the Rainbow Grill. I think that's also on Sunset one night.
Yeah.
Jimmy Page was there for a little bit. He disappeared. And then while this 8th grader, was leaving the building, our friends Richard Cole and Peter Grant show up. They grab her by the lapels of her jacket, say, "If you say a word, I'll knock your head off." They shove her into a Rolls Royce. The Rolls Royce peels out of the Rainbow, drives to the Hyatt House. They escort her up to the 9th floor, go down the hallway, open a door, and in there, Jimmy Page is sitting on the bed, candles lit. He's wearing his dragon suit, and he's got a big gaucho-style cowboy hat. And he slowly raises his head so his eyes are visible and said, "I told you I was going to have you. Now I'll have you." And he had sex with her, dude. It's so gnarly.
My God.
So
this guy
gnarly.
like goes around and like does conventions and shit, right?
Dude, it's crazy that he's not in hiding.
What the fuck?
What the hell?
And he does it all the time. Like, he fucks so many underage girls in the book. It's obviously nonfiction. It's like journalism.
Do you think he's ever gonna have to pay the piper, or just like if you're a rock star?
The piper's calling you to join him.
He sold his soul to Satan. I think he's good until he dies.
He doesn't pay shit. He invented the piper, dude. Stairway to Heaven.
His demon's protecting him. That's why he can't get me too'd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess. I think Leo, he's too old and he's too English. I think that's the problem. I think so you're right. You made a point about the difference between what John Bonham did at 30,000 feet and what the Cuomos did. Totally agree. I think these chicks who are all up in arms about this, they can't like fathom anything over an ocean. It's just too far away. It's like the fucking England, and is it Scotland? Is it the UK? It's confusing over there. Plus, it rains all the time. They're probably like, he's out in the country.
And they fuck 16-year-olds over there already anyway, so it's like...
Maybe, yeah. But that's... Also, Led Zeppelin's broken up, and he's probably worth $200 million. So I think the cancellation effort wouldn't be very fruitful. It's not like he's got a new hit show on MTV.
We should get one of those girls on the pod. You know, we should try.
Lori Maddox, you probably could, dude. I saw her in a really low budget documentary talking about it. Would you fuck her, Leo? You would have to fuck her. You would have to. Now that she's like in her 50s.
Of course I would.
You'd have to.
Of course I would. I mean, Danny, I agree. Fuck the demon girl, the Chad. Remember that? Chad's demon girl from the fucking ghost hunter Chad. I was gonna get blown by the demon girl, dude. Remember?